So hello everyone, so today I will be discussing how you could change the aspect ratio for the Raspberry Pi 4 using the Retropie operating system. So right now this aspect ratio is not very good. So I'm playing a game called the Ninja Warriors, and as you can see, this is utterly terrible. How could you play it like this? So I'm going to be showing you how you can change the aspect ratio to the right ratio so you can play the game. So you press the hot button, and for me it's number 4, so I go here. So I go right there, and I go to I press 2 to get here, and I go to settings. And then I have to go to video, as you can see right there, and I'm gonna go to full screen mode. Okay, that's not it. Go to scaling right there, and go to aspect ratio, and you could select the aspect ratio. So I'm gonna select 30:17. I'm going to go back. See how that looks in the game. This still is not very good, so I'm going to go back to settings, go back to video, go back to scaling. I'm going to change the aspect ratio to 32:9 and go back to playing it. Now this is a lot better. This is how the game was like when I played it back in 1987 in the arcades. So it used 3 monitors, and now the aspect ratio is the right aspect ratio. So now I'm going to go back and go back here to the configuration menu, go back to settings again, video, go back to scaling. I'm going to go back to aspect ratio and just go to core provided, which is right here, and this will give me the right aspect, the scaling basically. Okay, it's always going to be like that every time, so I'm going to have to go back here and save that. Save current configuration file, and now I'm going to exit. And okay, now I'm running Tiger Heli, and I want to see if that aspect ratio was preserved. Go back to settings, video, go back to scaling. For some reason it's in custom again. I didn't want custom, I wanted core provided. Okay, that's the aspect ratio I wanted. Okay, let me go back. Try to save this. Let's try to save as new configuration, see if that holds. Now I'm going to exit Retroarch and try another. I'm trying Punisher, and let's see if that was, my video settings were preserved or not. Go back to scaling. It's also custom. Okay. Core provided, so that's custom. This is core provided. It wasn't preserved. Back here. Save current configuration. Now I'm going to quit and go back to this exact game and see if it was preserved, if it was saved for just individual games, or if it's saved overall. I'm going to check that. Okay, this is a game that I saved earlier, which is the Ninja Warriors. And I'm going to go back and check. Back to settings, video, and yes, it was saved at core provided. And you can change the aspect ratio to anything you like. You could change it to this and play it. So I guess it only saves for each game. This looks awful. It doesn't look good. Let me get out of here. So I'll be running other games and showing you about this aspect ratio stuff and scaling. And I'm going to go back to core provided. That looked the best. So let me get out of here. We're going to try some other games. Okay, now let's play with the aspect ratio for 1943. So obviously this aspect ratio doesn't take up the entire real estate of the monitor, or the screen. So let's try something else to see if we can improve it or not. So going back to scaling. So that's core provided, that's a default. 4.3 is pretty good. Let's try integer. I don't like it. Let's try integer first, and let's compare it with the other one. Float point, right? So this is integer. 4.3. So that was a common aspect ratio for CRT monitors and CRT television sets back in the 1980s and 1990s. Okay. This is okay. This isn't as sharp as the core provided aspect ratio, but this is fine. I could play it like this. This is not bad. Okay, let me get out of here. Go back and try some other aspect ratios. Go back to video. Go back to scaling. Let's try 4.3 is probably the best for this. Let's try 3.4. I guess this would be a bit sharper. This is a lot sharper. This is a good aspect ratio. This is pretty much like core provided. So I guess this is how it was like in the arcade. Let me get out of here. Go to video, go to scaling. Go back to, what's this, 1-in-1 par. The resolution for this is not very good. I don't like it. Overscan. So if you want to play it like how it was in the arcade, I guess you could play with the core provided aspect ratio, or you could pick 3:4 3:4 ratio, or 4:3, which takes up most of the screen, which I think is pretty good. but this is just fine. I could live with this. Right, let me get out of here. So those are some of the aspect ratios you could change. If you want to get full screen, then you could pick a ratio like 4:3, and that's pretty good, I guess. But it's not as sharp as a default aspect ratio. And that's pretty much it. So, anyways, thanks for watching. By Ace 1000KS 1975 signing out.